What's up, everybody? It's Kane, and today is going to be an awesome episode because I get to talk to you about the actual fulfillment part of the products that people get to buy through our summit. I might get to use some examples of when I've actually done this in our own businesses, our brick and mortar businesses. So let's get the theme song on, and I'll see you in the episode.
So the big question is this: if you were starting your first online business with no audience, no customers, no group, no following, completely from scratch, how would you actually do that? What steps would you need to take? I want to share with you my young entrepreneur journey as I get to launch my first ever online business for the first time. So that's the question. This podcast is the answer. My name is Kane Pointing, and welcome to the Young Entrepreneur's Secrets Podcast. Let's have some fun.
What's up, guys? Ken again. So today's episode, I'm going to be going through some bits and bobs what I've been working on for the last 2 days. It's going to be so cool. So today I've been working on the tech side of our business, and I've actually been working on the foundations of our summit funnel again. You probably think, again? Yes, it does take time. You have to make sure that it's good and it's working and it's all being built correctly. But specifically, today I want to be talking about the actual fulfillment of the products that people start to buy on our summit. I'm going to be using some stories as well that I've actually used and I've actually implemented in our own businesses, of other brick and mortar businesses that we have already. So let's jump into takeaway number one. And there'll be 3 takeaways today. I'm really excited. Okay, it's going to be awesome. So takeaway number 1 is all about creating an order bump, okay, and why this is so important. So I'm going to go through this in a second. Some of you are already thinking, what the hell is an order bump? Okay, don't worry. I'm going to go through it. Now, what I mean by this is an order bump is something that's not too expensive. It is a product, okay, but it's not too expensive. It makes sense to purchase when the person is just about to buy. Okay, so oh yeah, that actually makes sense. Now, this is important because our order bump needs to be like that's a good idea. Like, oh yeah, I'll grab that. That makes sense. It's all about making sense for them to make that purchase. Okay, something small but extra, and it just connects together. Okay. So, deep diving into this a bit more is, we need to give the person who's about to buy something that isn't too expensive. It's not too, it's not outrageous. It's not like £300. Okay, it's something like, £24 or £10 or, it could be £40, but something not too outrageous. Okay, but it has to make sense. Okay, and I'm going to get into this a bit more. It has to make sense, and it could be something that is packaged slightly differently. It could be a slightly different product, but it has to be, compatible with the topic. It can't be just a random product. Okay, it has to make sense. An example of this is like we have our lace tag hire business. Okay, it's called Lace Tag in a Box, or it's also known as Lace Tag Hire. And with our hire business, it's like, you can order some lace tag equipment for me. Okay, 10 of our lace tag equipment phases. And it's like, £297 for a day. Okay, you can hire those 10 lace tag phases for a whole day for £297. Like, okay, that's really cool. Okay, and imagine like you're just about to pay, and I go, oh wait, but before you pay, a lot of our customers they buy our face paint. Would you like some face paint? It's £10 per face paint. We've got a couple of stock here. We've got 5. Would you like a few? They go, oh yes, please. I'll have 3, please. Or I'll have 4. Okay, and then they pick 3 or 4. But then, as we added this sort of order bump, that order bump could be £10, could be £30, could be £40, could be £50. But there's an option for them to purchase another product, but to increase the amount of spending that they're spending with us. Okay, and that's what we're doing in the summit is, I want my customers to go through and have the best experience, but I also want them, if they see a product, oh, that's really going to benefit me, or that makes sense, or that's going to help me, I would like them to purchase it. And that's why we're making those products. Not just making products for no reason, we're making products to serve our customers. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're serving our customers with what they're asking us to do. So with this example, we have our lace tag guns, and it's for Jimmy's birthday. And Jimmy, he wants all his friends to come around, and mum or dad, they're gonna book some lace tag equipment. They're gonna buy some face paint. They're like, oh yeah, kids want to get army. Like, yeah, it's gonna be army. It's gonna be cool. Okay, and it's like they don't mind paying an extra £40 for some face paint, and that's what they do. So it went from 297 to 297 plus 40. Now I'm not 100% great at maths, but I'm going to do a quick one. All right. And it works out to be £337. Went from 297 to £337. So that is the increase in the money spent with us. And that's what we've been doing. So when people book with us, like, would you like some face paint? Oh, yes, please. That'd be brilliant. Okay, cool. How many would you like? They're like, oh, can I have this? Yeah, okay, no worries. Thank you for that. Awesome. And that would just increase the amount spent from the customer. Okay, so that is takeaway number 2. It's really, really cool. Okay, I've tried it and it's so good. I was like, nah, I don't believe it. And I tried, like, oh my God, it actually worked. So that is takeaway number 1, creating an order bump. Now, time for hashtag takeaway number 2. You guys ready for hashtag takeaway number 2? Woohoo! I am as well. So takeaway number 2 is creating an upsell. Okay, so we just spoke about the order bump. Now we're chatting about the upsell. Okay, what I mean by the upsell is it's a product more expensive. So it's not like, £50 product. You're looking about the hundreds. Okay, it could be 100, 200, 300. Okay, but it gives more value to the customer, and it also increases the amount of money spent from the customer. Okay, so this is when we start to get profit a bit more. Okay, it takes more money and increase the average spend. Okay, now this is important because this can increase our average customer spending amount. That's what we want. We want the customers to, our average wants to be higher, so the customers actually spend more money, which is better. Okay, because we take more money, but also what we're doing is serving our customers. Okay, we're serving them with the right content. If people start to buy our products that are higher, to us, it's like they're buying it with their, with their cards, but they're showing us that they're spending their money because that product is what they want. Okay, if no one buys it, like, oh, is it too expensive? But it's not what they want. They probably don't want it. Okay, cool. So we have to make something they want that they will spend and actually spend their money on. Okay, so we want to make sure they benefit from that product. So my main takeaway from this part of, we want to create an upsell on our summit, and we've got to think about that. I've been going through the stages today, like, okay, we're going to need an upsell. This is where we're going to put the buttons and all that sort of stuff. But I know we're going to need an upsell. And she's chatting to me, me and my mum are like, okay, what sort of upsell can we do? And we're talking about that. But I'm going to tell you a little example how we use it in our lace tag hire business. Okay, so when we have a more expensive product, not everyone will go for it. Okay, not everyone is going to buy our upsell. Okay, I can tell you now, not everyone's going to do it, because some people just want the normal sort of stuff. Some people do want it, and that's why we're giving an option. We're giving an option to, like, if you want to make it a little bit easier, or this extra thing that other people can't get unless you actually pay for it, it is available. And they're like, oh, yes, please. And some people are like, yes, please, I want the easy option, thanks. And they start walking off and they go buy it. Some people are like, no, thanks, I'll have the harder option. And, I want to suss it out myself. But that's up to them. That's how they do it. I work with quite high-end clients, and work with people who are like movie stars, or like from Facebook and that sort of stuff. And they want the high-end stuff. And they're like, I want it simple, I want it easy. Even like people from Fort Park, they're like, look, I know it's going to cost a lot of money, but I want it simple. Okay, I want it to work. Don't be messing around, spending my time working it out. You guys are the experts. Can I please have it? And they're like, okay, cool. It's going to cost this amount. They're like, okay, cool. You're the expert. Sounds good. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. But also, we want to give something, to this person who's going to spend more money. We give them experience or a product that's more valuable. Okay, it's actually going to benefit them. It's going to give them product service that you can't get from somewhere else. Okay, this is a different experience. It's not like saying you have to run a birthday party. It's like something that, it's packaged in a different way. Okay. But we want to give them an option to say no. So this is even for the actual order bump or the actual upsell, is then going, buy, someone doesn't want to buy. So make sure we give an option, say you don't have to buy. So press this link and you won't get charged. Okay. So that sort of stuff. But how we done it in our business for our upsell is when people buy, they want to buy the face paint as an order bump, and they're like, oh, I'd like to have that. What's this? And it's like, this is our gaming vault. Okay, we give you 10 of our videos of all our top games, but I give these extra 10 videos that I've personally done myself on our site with helicopters, tanks, Land Rovers, buses. Okay, you've got games like this, like Battle Royale with Digital Storm. You've got this game, got this game, got this game. They're like, oh, I need that game. You've got the theme games from Halloween, you've got the theme games from Christmas, you've got theme games from Easter, boom, boom, boom. They're like, oh my God, this is so cool, I need it. How much is that? It's like, okay, what's going to cost about £250? They're like, yes, I'll have it now, please. Okay, so it's like, we wanted to give those people who are the die-hard laser tag people, like the mum and dad who's got the kids, who are like, I play Fortnite, I play Call of Duty. It's like, okay, show this video to your kids and see if they know any of the games. They're like, domination, oh my God, Fortnite, blah, 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 blah. And then talk about it, and then like, okay, I'm going to buy it because it's going to be super simple. It's me like talking about, this is the game, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and it's packaged in a different way. It's extra games that people can't get unless they get that, because they want that experience. Okay. So, and I love doing videos as well. So that was takeaway number 2. So quickly recap the first 2 takeaways. So hashtag takeaway number 1. What was hashtag takeaway number 1? It was creating an order bump. Okay, so you now know what an order bump is, why it's so important, and my main takeaway about that one. Okay, now takeaway number 2, too many takeaways, I've got to change the word. It's creating an upsell. Okay, now you know what an upsell is, why it's important, and my opinion, okay, on the upsell, okay, and how I've used it in my business. Okay, now finally, hashtag takeaway number 3, woohoo, okay, is making sure they get an order confirmation. Okay, you're probably thinking, well, obviously, okay, so this is really, really important when we look at our summit. Okay, so it's like, you know, for the first time, these people don't know who we are. Okay, they don't trust us. Like, who's these people? Who are these? You know, they're actually legit. Like, they're gonna have those questions. You know, we want to make sure that what we give them, they actually get. So, you know, with this order confirmation, you know, what I mean by this is, could be an email or it could be a page and thank you. Okay, so when they say, you know, they press their card details in and then they make a purchase, we want to say thank you for making a purchase with us. Simple stuff. Okay, make sure you say thank you for making a purchase with us, Mrs. Blah blah blah. This is all the information. There's all links. Okay, this is important because we want to keep the trust. Okay, they've just tried our first, they've been with us first time ever, and they just bought product. They're like, okay, am I going to get my product? They're waiting. Okay, they could have paid something that's $7. They could have paid something that's $97. It could be paid something that's $300 or $500 or $600. I don't know, depending on what the prices are. But we want to make sure that we deliver on what we promise. Okay, and it's super important. I don't like people that take people's money and don't deliver. I absolutely hate it. It's not ethical. It's nothing I will not stand by. Okay, it's just something I'm going to stand by forever. So do not like these people. And if you're listening, off you go. Okay, I don't like people like that. So the confirmation page, you know, when we give it, it could be a confirmation page. You know, that we give them. So this is like the key takeaway now. That's all about the confirmation pages. They want to give them a page that they can say, thank you. Here's the links to the products you bought, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay, cool. Now I can access that. Awesome. Thank you for that. Okay. And they're saying you've paid this amount. Oh, I know how much I paid. Like, they haven't overspent me. And these are the products you paid for. Oh, okay. Thanks for that. It's really appreciated. They just want a page. Okay. So we're going to build that page and make sure the products are all connected in, get the right pages, you know, with the right products on the right page. Okay. So it's super important. Now, some people just leave the screen. They're like, oh, okay, bye, off we go, because they've got other things. They've got other things to do. Life happens. You know, distractions. People, someone has a phone call. You know, oh no, I've got to go get fuel. Okay, things happen. So it's like, what can we do? All right, well, we can send an email. Okay, so basically the stuff that would have been on a thank you page, we're going to make sure that we pop an email. Okay, so it's like when we have our people on our summit, it's like they forget. If they just leave the site, they're like, oh, I've got something else to do, or something else happens and something pops up. It's like, don't worry, we're going to send you an email. And they're like, oh, okay, they sent an email. But if you didn't get an email, you'd be like, why they not emailed me? This is weird. I just spent $300 and they haven't sent me an email. Okay, so it's like when we're doing it, we're making sure that there's an email sort of confirmation saying thank you for paying your blah blah blah, or you know, purchasing your ticket. Okay, it's going to be so cool. Can't wait for the summit. All your links are here, and it's just added in. They're like, oh, okay, cool, that's brilliant. I can trust you now. Okay, so it's super important that we add it in. Now I can tell you this because on our own site, you know, like I have very high clients I work with. I have my phone number, and it's like, you know, I do speak to them quite often. They're called VIPX members. There's people like they spend like £3,000 on stuff, and it's like they want to get their receipt. Okay, so you don't give them a receipt. They're like, why have you not sent me a receipt? I've sent £3,000. Please have a receipt, because they want to. Otherwise, you don't give it, and the trust breaks. We don't want to do that, because it's the first time when, you know, we're starting to talk to these people. So keep that trust, build the trust. You know, what you say you actually deliver, or if you just deliver, just over deliver. Okay, so it's that sort of stuff. You know, making sure that you help them, you serve them, and when they go through and they start to exchange their money for the items that you have, okay, you actually deliver. Okay, and that's what we are doing. So just to recap my 3 takeaways. I'm running out of breath because I'm talking so much, right? So takeaway hashtag number 1 is creating an order bump. Okay, hashtag number 2 is what? It's creating an upsell. Okay, and hashtag number 3 is making sure that the customer gets an order confirmation. Even if they don't buy anything and they just have a free ticket on our summit, we want to make sure that they say, thank you for registering for our summit. We really appreciate you registering. Here's all the information. You just tell them. Okay, and that could be same with the order page, and it could be an email. Okay, make sure you give them the stuff. And that's what we're doing, is I want to make sure that our customers, when they go through, they get the right information, they have the products that are actually going to benefit them, they're at the right prices, and they're all tied in together. Okay, I want the experience to be amazing, because we're going to have hundreds, possibly thousands and thousands of people going through our summit, registering, booking for the all access passes, all the order bumps and all the upsells. Okay, and we want to make sure it's crystal clear and it all works together, because I want to serve our customers. I know, we want to make some money. Now, I'll put my hand on that. I want to make some money. That's why I'm doing it. Okay, but I also want to serve my customers. If I don't serve my customers, I'm not doing my job right. I have to serve my customers, because they're the people who, I want to make sure they benefit from it, get awesome value, and really help them out in their lives. Okay, so guys, I hope what I've shared with you today is some awesome, snazzy, cool stuff. Okay, I really enjoyed today. I've been so excited. It's been 2 days. I've been going all over this stuff and making sure it's all tied in. Still got a little bit more to do, but I was like, can't wait to share with you guys. Oh my God, it's been so good. So guys, I'll see you in the next episode. Remember, you are one true young entrepreneur. #learn and earn. Okay, and implement. And I look forward to speaking to you guys in the next episode. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, guys. I hope what I've shared with you today has helped you and really inspired you in your young entrepreneurial journey. If this episode did help you today, feel free to tag me in your biggest takeaways, aha moments, and let me know how much you love this by leaving a 5-star review. Or even if you want to share it with like-minded young entrepreneurs who you think might benefit the podcast, feel free to do so. You're thinking, I want to get instant notifications when the new episodes drop. You can hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified when I drop them. Once again, guys, thank you so much for listening. And remember, you are one true young entrepreneur in the making. And I'll speak to you in the next episode.